what is normally the final race of the NASCAR season, today, Homestead Miami Speedway will host the second race of the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series. Hello everybody and welcome back to this series. You probably all forgot about this after I posted the last race 3 months ago. I am your host today, Noah Cars, and today we'll be taking a look at the first race of the 2019 year in the IYTRL at Homestead Miami Speedway for the second race, and today we will see who will get the Homestead points today. We will take a look at today's starting lineup. On the pole for today's race is none other than Amir Nibs, starting in the number 11 Steak and Shake Chevrolet Impala. Starting alongside him in the first row is going to be Larson Saunders in the 42. Starting in row number 2, we have Jack Kitchell in the 98 and Jonah Cullen in the 81. Starting in row 3, we have Trey Wright in the 32, as well as Scotty Upton in the 86. Starting in row 4, we have Sean Zavasky in the number 2 and Matt Bartles in the number 17. And wrapping out your top 10, you have Daytona winner Darren O'Connor, who is starting on the number 83 machine, and wrapping up the top 10 will be Cyrus McGee. As you take a look at the rest of the field right here, as they are in the field of 35 will be running through in today's race. We'll see who's going to be winning today's race. We're going to go ahead and get the commands going. Drivers, start your engines. As the cars are getting started up here, as engines are being fired up, let's take a look at the 3 drivers to keep an eye out on today. Of course, we have our pole sitter Amir Nibs starting in the number 11 machine. Always a driver to keep your eyes out on because he is a pretty big driver. Even though we've only seen him race in 1 race this week, we'll see him racing again today. Another big driver to watch out is, of course, your defending winner. We have Darren O'Connor in the 83. He won last time at Daytona, and he's definitely going to have a chance at winning today, seeing if he can expand his points lead to 2 points instead of the current 1. And the third driver to keep an eye on today is the number 19 of Gerardo Ran. Had a big race last time at Daytona and came only a half a car length short from winning the race at Daytona. Keep your eyes out on him today in that number 19 machine. As the cars are running already turn number 3 here, as Amir Nibs and Larson Saunders will be leading the field off to the second race of the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series here at Homestead Miami Motor Speedway. As the cars will be going through turn number 4 as the pace car will make that left turn into the pit lane. And the second race of the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series at Homestead Miami Speedway is underway. Green flag is out here for the first time today. As Amir Nibs will lead the first lap of the race, but here comes a little competition in the form of Trey Wright and Sean Zavasky. Larson Saunders being pushed back to the 5th position pretty early. As this is going to be something you should keep your eyes on today's race, as there's going to be a lot of passing. As a new downforce package that was implemented by the IYTRL, it is really intense racing. We saw a lot of intense racing in practice, and today is going to be no different, as Amir Nibs is going to lead the second lap of today's race. Definitely a driver you should keep your eyes out on today. Has a big chance of winning today's race after a pretty successful qualifying run. And here's what we've been talking about. Right behind him. 4-wide battle for second. And this is what NASCAR is trying to do for 2019, to have racing like this. As Sean Zavasky is moving up to second position. But here comes Ethan Matheson. Coming out of nowhere. Was in 6th position last lap. And now he's going to be all the way up to 3rd position. Larson Saunders following suit in the 4th position, and Jack Kitchell wraps out the top 5, but Jarrett Bregler right on his tail. As so far, Amir Nibs has led every single lap so far, But that might change in the next couple laps as Ethan Madsen working his way up in that number 74 Dodge. Got a little 3-wide battle behind. Got some great racing going on. As you can see, 3-wide battle right there for the fourth position, actually. Not third. As Saunders, Kitchell, and Bregler battling for the 4th position. And Sean Savasky trying to draft the 74 car. This might be it right here. Savasky giving Matheson a little bit of a push. Now has enough room to slither on the inside, and he's going to take the lead away as the second leader of Ethan Matheson will come out on front on lap number 6. Meanwhile, here comes Jack Kitchell in the 98 machine, trying to slither his way on the inside of him. But Matheson will take the lead of that lap. He's going to come into turn number 1, and that's where Kitchell's going to try to get that move on the inside. But Matheson got a great run off the turn number 1. He's going to have a great run coming off the backstretch. Meanwhile, here comes Brandon Rando as well. The driver we haven't talked about yet today. Number 27 machine. As he's also working his way up to the front of the field. And we got 4-wide battle right now for the 3rd position. That's as sort of break their way up back to a 3-wide battle. As Chris DeJetta finished 3rd at Daytona last time. And Matt Bartle's trying to look under, trying to make it a Dodge top 3 right now. Little 4-wide battle. Savasky tried to look on the inside. That was almost a 5-wide battle for the lead. For that, not the lead, but 3rd position. Oh, they are all packed in right now. This is some intense racing going on. Looks like Trey Wright's trying to get underneath Bartles for a 3rd. Looks like there was a little contact with the wall a little bit ago, but here comes Matheson again. And here comes Bartles in the number 17, and behind him you got LJ Toledo, the 88 machine. And here comes Bartles, a little help from Toledo, trying to make his way up to the front of the field, and Bartles will be taking the lead for the first time today. Still looking for that first victory in his YTRSS/IYTRL career. Meanwhile, here comes LJ Toledo. Getting that run on the inside. Oh, looks like Trey Wright hit the wall there. Meanwhile, as we go to the back of the pack, looks like Jonah Cullen has lost the pace field. He's running all by himself in the 35th position. They're back up in front of the field. Sean Savasky trying to look on the inside again. So he's going to take that lead away. And here comes Jack Kitchell, the 98 machine. Will help him meet the Matheson. It's been a battle of the Dodges all race long. But here comes a little Chevy power in Drew Schultz in the 97 machine. A little help from Trey Wright, who is also Ford, as most of the top 10 right now is being filled with Dodges. As Kitchell continues to lead the field. A little contact out in the back of the field, but comes a little trouble. Here comes Ethan Matheson, the 74, trying to make another run for the lead. Meanwhile, Matheson's taking the lead there. We got some other drivers like Trey Wright. And how about Cesbiston Kukalon, who started in the back of the field, now running in the top 10? How amazing would that be if he went on to win the race? Similar to Darren O'Connor, who was racing starting in the back at Daytona and went on to win. Definitely a driver to keep an eye out for, as he's been powerhousing his way through the field today. Meanwhile, as Ethan Maston continuing to lead here, Trey Wright looking on the inside of Drew Schultz for the second position, as we got a 3-wide battle for second place. Things are getting a little dicey right now for behind the 74 machine. 74's got a big distance. 4-wide battle for third. Oh, wow. Big battles going on right now. Almost a 5-wide there. Oh, my. That's right here at 10. We're not even halfway through the race yet. And they're racing like it's the final lap. I think the Matson's got a big lead, a little help from Drew Schulte as they're battling for first, second. Looks like LJ Toledo's getting away with third position. Then we got Trey Wright, Brandon Rando, and then Mayhem behind. Oh, here comes Bound for the lead right here. Drew Schulte almost had a run on Ethan Maston, but he's going to have to fall in right behind. But he's going to have a run as they come down the front stretch. Maybe not. But here comes Trey Wright. That 32 machine. Oh, here goes Brendan Rando trying to look on the inside of the 32, but can't quite get there. As Drew Schulte took the lead away from Ethan Maston, as Maston's going to try taking that lead back from him. This has been a pretty much a big game of leapfrog right here, where Schulte takes the lead, then Maston, and with a little help from Trey Wright in the 32, he's going to try taking the lead away. 32 almost tried squeezing through the middle there, but he's just going to fall right back in the line with Ethan Maston. Oh! Maston's going in for pits! Something went wrong with Maston. It looks like Maston's actually out, and some other drivers as well going in for pit stops. As the first round of green flag pit stops begin, as that's going to make Trey Wright the leader. There's some four-wide battles back there. Back just a little bit outside the top 10. Oh, and says the Kukulon and Trey Wright. Oh, a lot of drivers going in for pits this time. And the round goes Joe Schultz to the 97. That's going to bring out the first caution. As caution comes out, as Kukulon tried going in for pits and accidentally turned Schultz in the process. That's going to be a big break for a lot of the drivers that stayed out, including Rando, Bartles, Ricky, Saunders, and McGee. And another big break for Jonah Cullen. Not really, actually. He's a lap down, but that's actually going to give him some space. And that's going to leave drivers like Rando, Bartles, Ricky, Saunders, and McGee to get some pit stops in. Everyone's getting off the pits right there. A little trouble for Amir Nibs. He's going to have a long pit stop there. As it just looked like it was just a little contact with Kukulon and Schultz. And Schultz going to go in and get some pit stops with the rest of the field. But that was a big break for a lot of the drivers that were going to come in for green flag pit stops. Is now going to go in through the caution and not fall a lap down. But that also means some of the drivers are going to end up getting their lap back. As it looks like Danny Baran's going to be coming around as the leader, if all is said and done. As we're going to go ahead and take a quick look at the instant replay and see what happens as they were coming in for pit stops. Yeah, so it looks like Schultz got down a little too late and then kind of cut off Kukulon, the 5. Just didn't have enough space, and as he tried to keep his car off the track, ended up gliding right onto the track, and because of that, the IYTRL had to throw up the caution, and will lead to our first caution of the race. As we are currently on lap 22 out of 41, you are watching the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series. We will be right back after the break. The IYTRL IHOP Cup Series is sponsored by Monday.com. Plan, organize, and track in one visual collaborative space. Start your free trial today at Monday.com. And by World of Warships. Play for free today at worldofwarships.com. And welcome back to Homestead Miami Motor Speedway for the second race of the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series here at Homestead. After a quick caution, after a little contact heading in the pit road with Drew Schultz and Sebastian Kukulon, as we're about ready to go back into green here, as Trey Wright is currently your leader, a lot of lap traffic ahead, as we are followed by Kukulon, Toledo, Dawn, Upton, Friesen, Tajeta, Towers, Oran, and Bell, wrapping out the top 10. And a couple drivers currently a lap down right now. Those are the number 18 of Jaden Haffletree and the number 81 of Joel Cullen, as everyone ahead are currently on the tail end of the lead lap, as we're right back underway here at Homestead. Trey Wright's got a lot of lap traffic ahead if he wants to keep this win, but meanwhile, Sebastian Kukulon moving up to the outside. Is that a smart move? We're not sure. As the field's sort of getting a little dicey here. They got a lot of traffic ahead. Meanwhile, the drivers ahead are praying that there's going to be another caution so they can get their lap back. As LJ Toledo moves up to the front of the field now in that 88 machine. Anyway, how about the number 14 car of David Dawn? Wow, we haven't talked about him much today. Now he's running up at the top 3. Almost up into second place. Has a lot of drivers ahead. As, meanwhile, a little help from the other lap traffic cars. Toledo trying to push his way through the rest of the field, as it is getting really dicey up ahead. Last thing you want to have right now is a wreck. In a little trouble right now. Apparently one car, Amir Nibs, apparently off the track due to a tire issue. We don't know what happened, but he's currently 4 laps down. So, yep, as it was reported, Amir Nibs had a little tire issue, and he is currently heading to the garage. Looks like his day is done. As that was a tough break for Amir Nibs, running pretty high up in the field today. Meanwhile, number 14 of David Dawn moving his way up to the front of the field. Could he have a chance on winning today's race? He managed to maneuver his way through the lap traffic towards the lead. Oh, down the backstretch. Meanwhile, Scotty Upton, the 86. He's trying to work his way up to the front of the field now. He is going to make that move to the inside. As caution's out once again. We don't know what happened. Oh, no, Justin Ritchie's got damage. A lot of damage on Richie's car. Chase Bell. And I think it was just a 2-car crash. What tough break for Justin Ritchie. His car is destroyed. That's going to bring out the caution. As with 10 laps to go, caution will come out. So we're going to be having around an 8 to 7 lap dash when the caution comes, when the green flag drops again. It looks like nobody's really going in for pit stops, so they don't need one. Is anyone going in for pits? Looks like not. Maybe Chase Bell. Maybe not, but we'll see what brought out the caution on lap 29. Here's the instant replay here, as looks like a little contact with Cody Hagan and Bobby Towers. Make a little contact as Chase Bell gets in the mix of that, as he's going to go down into the apron a little bit. And I think you can know what happens here. He's going to go right back up to the track into Justin Ritchie. Gonna slam the wall and up and over goes Justin Ritchie in the 8. Oh, wow. As Ritchie goes for a wild ride here at Homestead. Fortunately, he did climb out of the car okay under his own power. Currently in the care center at the moment and being reviewed. But highly likely he's going to be okay after this accident. So we're going to cut to a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series at Homestead. The IYTRL IHOP Cup Series is brought to you by Wix.com. Create your stunning website today. And by the Honey app. Find great deals in your everyday online shopping using the Honey app. Welcome back to Homestead after a wild crash that happened in turn number 3 here as Chase Bell and Justin Ritchie made a little contact as Ritchie flipped over a couple times. He is currently now out of the race as we're going to take a look at your standings right now. David Dawn, the 14, leading the field right now, followed by Scotty Upton, and we got a couple lap cars there. LJ Toledo, Gerard Oran, John Dixon is currently a lap down, with Trey Rice in 5th, Bregler 6th, Kukulon 7th, Matheson 8th, Troy Rice 9th, and Brandon Rando wrapping up the top 10. As we're going to about ready to restart here. A little trouble for David Dawn, the 14. Going in for a little unscheduled pit stop right as the restart's about to begin. That means Scotty Upton will be coming around as your leader. Green flag's out. Very tough break for the 14 of David Dawn. Apparently going in for that unscheduled pit stop. And a little trouble right now for Chase Bell. He has a little damage on the rear of his car. See what's going on with the 14 ride. Apparently an unscheduled pit stop. It's one of the wheels fell loose on the 14 machine. A very tough break for him. And we got some drivers going in for pit stops right now. A couple lap cars with Lightning McBean and Jonah Cullen going in for pit stops as well. Not sure if those are scheduled or not. Scotty Upton leads the field here. We have less than 10 laps to go in this race. Right now, the two big drivers to keep an eye out on right now is Scotty Upton and LJ Toledo. Meanwhile, Ethan Matheson trying to work his way up. Here comes a little trouble for former LJ Toledo. As next time by, it will be 5 laps to go. So if you want to make any moves, it's better to do it now than later. John Dixon currently trying to work his way up to the front to get his lap back. We are now 5 laps to go in this race. As Toledo leads, followed by Bregler and Oran. And then Scotty Upton and Ethan Matheson, who is currently in that top 5 position. But here comes Cespedes the Kukulon as well. Now working his way up. As he's got a lot of lap traffic. He's going to have to make a lot of moves in these last couple laps if he wants to go on to win this race. But right now, these 4 up here, with Toledo, Bregler, Oran, and the 86 Upton, they have the best chance of winning today's race. Next time by will be 3 laps to go. And here comes Jarrett Bregler in the 4 machine. He's got a little lap traffic ahead. We've seen a lot in the past here where we've seen races where dominant drivers end up getting screwed over by lap traffic. We've seen it multiple times before. We saw it at Kansas in the YTRSS. We saw it at Talladega in the YTRSS. Could it happen again today? But what about... Oh, there it is right there! LJ Toledo gets stuck behind Chase Bell. And that's going to lead Cespedes and Kukulon, who is part of lap traffic ahead of the lead with 2 laps to go. Another race is going to be determined with lap traffic. Now, Cespedes Kukulon with lap traffic ahead of him. Will that screw him over? As we got a couple lap traffic ahead with David Dahl and Lightning McBean as they're coming around for the white flag here at Homestead. Scotty Upton, who's currently in second, almost a second behind the rest of the field. But meanwhile, Kukulon has a lot of lap traffic ahead. But it doesn't look like that's going to be a factor, as he's going to get right underneath everybody else. As he's going to come out of turn number 4. Cespedes Kukulon, the number 5 Xfinity Dodge, is going to win here at Homestead and receive the Homestead points. What a finish! A driver that started in the back of the field, once again, wins at Homestead. As we look at today's official results, Cespedes Kukulon coming home with the win, followed by Brandon Rando, LJ Chalillo. How about some drivers we haven't really talked about today, like Bobby Towers, Cyrus McGee, Gerardo Rand, Tony Wright, Cody Hagan, Sean Zavasky, and wrapping up the top 10 is Larson Saunders. And there goes Kukulon doing his victory burnout. Congratulations to him on today's victory. As tune in next week as we're going to be heading to Portland, Oregon for race number 3 at the Portland Road Course. We will see you there. My name is Noah Cars, and thank you for watching the IYTRL IHOP Cup Series.